When the Chicago Bulls won their second straight NBA title, Michael Jordan danced in celebration. But for just a moment, as he held the championship trophy, perhaps Jordan reflected on how close they had come to defeat by the ferocious play of the New York Knicks. The second round series against New York was a bitter war, with the underdog Knicks battling and even taunting the champions. It went on for 7 grueling games, with the physical intensity of each encounter taking its toll. The Knicks went straight at the Bulls, not willing to accept the expected outcome, pushing them to the limit. But in the end, the Knicks could not withstand Michael Jordan as he led the Bulls to victory in the series and ultimately the championship. Championships have been the hallmark of Pat Riley's coaching career. He won 4 with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now he seeks yet another ring, this time in New York. For Riley, Christmas came early this year in the form of 7 new players such as Charles Smith, Rolando Blackman, and Doc Rivers. When the revamped Knicks met the Bulls a month ago in New York, all 3 played key roles in a dominating performance by the Knicks as they overwhelmed the Bulls, beating them by 37 points and sending them limping out of town. Tonight, in Chicago, these new rivals meet again as the Bulls look to remind the upstart Knicks just who the real champions are. It's Christmas with the NBA, New York, and Chicago.
This is the NBA on NBC. Tonight, a special Christmas edition. The New York Knicks versus the Chicago Bulls.
The officials, Jess Kersey, Bruce Alexander, and Ted Bernhardt. Patrick Ewing stepping in to go against Bill Cartwright. And the Knicks control the tap. The one-time Bull, Charles Oakley, out of the offense. Blackman with the fake on Jordan, had nowhere to go. And this is Charles Smith, way off. Rebound Oakley, and connects with the putback. Charles Oakley, high 16 rebounds, gets the scoring underway. Now Jordan from long range. So the game is tied at 2 for the defensive abilities of Rolando Blackman. Now Jordan stripping Blackman. We are just underway. The game is tied at 2. Here is Ewing. And the foul is called. Bill Cartwright.
Which you don't see too often.
Crowd wanted a travel call. Off the deflection, Grant feeding Pippen. Here's Grant. Pippen missed the tip. Grant with the rebound. And Oakley able to collar it. Knicks 4 and the Bulls 2. Sergeant foul on Smith. Season play. They did win here in the playoffs last season. Nice recovery by Smith. And the Knicks now lead it 6-2. Long and Jordan in the backcourt. Grant, Cartwright, Pippen up front. Here is Jordan. Yes. The Knicks 6. The Bulls 4. A recent shooting slump. Missed his first 11 shots this past Monday against Miami. Cartwright ties the game. In that game against Miami, Jordan had only 3 points after 3 quarters of play. Nice move by Smith. Charles Smith with those long strides. Now he creates a major matchup problem.
Talk about some athleticism. This is a 6'10" guy who faces up, can knock it out, and by showing it, you got to play him, and then he finishes like that. These coaches know how to do that.
The Knicks allow under 92 points per game. That counts, and a foul. The basket counts, and the foul is called on Charles Smith.
In changing up who the postman is, they come out of the timeout, Chicago, and go to Grant on the post-up, trying to put a foul on Oakley, and they accomplish it. Court Chicago defense, something they had used so frequently in the past 2 seasons, to steal that time by Pippen, but have not used much this season.
Eludes Pippen. Here's Smith. Yes. So the Knicks recapture the lead. Here's Blackman. Met by Jordan as the Bulls isolate. Jordan swings in and hits and drew the foul. What a move by Michael Jordan.
Jordan changed the routine up that time on Blackman, and a little scuffle breaking out on the court, but Michael shows it. You think he's coming back, and instead he winds up coming into the lane. Now, after that play took place, few of the players, little contact after the whistle, and almost a near scuffle down on the baseline. It straightens guys out, sends a warning, and they know the next one, they're gone from the game.
Bulls 12, Knicks 10. Pressure by Jordan bothering Blackman. But Jordan is called for a foul, and he is upset.
And well, he should be, because that time Blackman just was struggling. There was no way he was going to get away from Michael Jordan. We saw in the NBA Championship Series last year when he wants to get after the basketball, he's as good as anyone playing people off the dribble. That time Michael wanted the 10-second violation.
Mason spinning down low, rejected by Grant. The long arms of Horace Grant sending Mason away. Very intensive defense being exhibited here by the Bulls in these opening minutes. Pippen looks for the shot. Yes. Scottie Pippen off the screen extends to a 4-point Chicago lead.
But when you have people that can change shots or block shots, you know that it's going to help lead you to some easy scores, and there Grant with the block on Mason enables the Bulls to take off.
As we mentioned, the Knicks #1 defensively, allowing only 91.6 points per game. Chicago, as you saw, right in there, but their defense not what it was the last couple of years. Ewing battling for that one.
And they changed New York. They put Patrick Ewing back down in the hole. They took Charles Smith out.
Shot clock down to 5. Smith for Blackman, who fires. Yes. And the game is tied at 14. Grant getting inside. Ewing comes away with it in the crowd. Rivers has a 3-on-2. Blackman with the pull-up. Yes. Yes, Rolando Blackman missed the entire preseason because of the back injury. The Knicks lead by 2. A 6-0 run by New York. A steal off the double team. Rivers feeding Smith, who takes all the way.
Something New York did last season was make it simple for their players on pick and roll. They give them different looks completely.
Rivers has played well, particularly defensively. Mason was stopped. Mason on the rebound. And Armstrong gets to it. First quarter, Knicks with the ball. They lead by 4. Oh, look out. Cartwright with the headlock move on Rivers. Jess Kersey blowing the whistle, and the foul is on Cartwright.
Well, one of the things Doc Rivers can do is rebound as a guard, and that big body of Bill Cartwright, as he got his hands on it, it was clean, but it was the body that initiated the contact.
Timeout taken by the Knicks. We'll be back in a moment. In this opening quarter, Jordan with the head fake, beating Starks, lost the handle. Starks open. Yes. Doc Rivers spotting the open man.
Blackman has a small forward. It enables Starks to come in, get warmed up, and then he can substitute in the backcourt.
Michael Jordan with 9 points. Ewing backing Purdue, goes to the hook shot and gets the friendly roll.
Not many times you can shoot a ball into the side of the rim and get this kind of a bounce. A little bit short, yeah, but a little bit of help from the backboard and the roll.
Backcourt, Mason, Ewing, Smith up front. Ewing, yes. No question about the intent of the Knicks with Will Purdue in the lineup. They continue to go to Patrick Ewing. They certainly feel they have a big advantage in that department. Purdue, though, comes up with the rebound. As Ewing establishing position. Armstrong over to help. Rivers, the open man, hits the three.
Can knock down three-pointers now.
Pippen able to keep it alive. Contested by Rivers, who knocked it away. Doc Rivers with the steal. A 19-5 run by the Knicks. Here is Smith. Rebound Ewing. And time runs out. But a good finish here in the first quarter by the New York Knicks. So after one, Patrick Ewing, 3 of 6, 8 points. Michael Jordan, 4 of 11 for 9. It's the Knicks 29. The Bulls 19. 2%, while the Knicks shot well, in particular the latter stage of the quarter. Jordan getting inside. The Knicks now lead by the score of 29 to 21. Game against Miami with a sprained ankle. Here's Starks. Yes, he has the touch. He's hit 2 from deep, and the Knicks now lead by 10.
For the jumper.
Pippen. Scottie Pippen with his second field goal. He has 4. 7-point differential. Pippen in a crowd, and he is fouled by Ewing. A 9-point lead. Mason from Smith. Bottled up. Purdue got a piece of it. Starks on the reverse. Yes, and it counts.
And when John Starks came up with the basketball, there were just 5 seconds remaining on the 24-second clock. He knew he had to somehow get the ball on the rim, make contact. It's the extra effort. There's the dive cut by Mason, the nice pass by Smith, but the extra effort here by Starks, not only to get the ball, but then get up and convert that shot. Terrific. Put it up.
This is the second part of our NBA doubleheader here, a Christmas special. That counts, and the foul. Pippen will go to the line, seeking a 3-point play. Foul on Smith.
With Jordan sitting down, the program gets run through Scottie Pippen, and you can see the determination. Obviously, this team has talked prior to the game about the physicalness. When you take it to the basket, they're going to close the path down. You must keep your concentration.
3-point play for Pippen. Anthony. Smith off the steal, rejected. Smith again. Charles Smith hanging in tough.
Now one who really blocks shots well, and Herb Williams, you don't give up a whole lot.
Herb Williams with a beautiful spin. He had Scott Williams going the other way.
Limited amount of real hard effort we can give due to a number of problems. I think some of them are physical, some of them are emotional and mental.
You know, when you look at the roster changes they made as Michael Jordan knocks down a jumper, it only went 1 a days to start practice. Jordan missed the first 5 days of practice before he began practicing 1 day before the first exhibition game.
Anthony Mason handles the ball so well for a big man. Knicks able to beat the Chicago trap. Blackman, yes! Nice ball movement, and Blackman finishes it off. 14-point lead, the biggest of the game.
Execution of New York. The ball fakes one dribble, improve the position, and the spacing on the court offensively.
Here's McRae. It will count, and a foul. Back of the ballot. Knicks by 11. Patrick Ewing putting the move on Bill Cartwright. Offensive foul.
And Jess Kersey is trying to maintain control there. After Paxson knocked Anthony to the floor, Anthony got up off the floor and ran intentionally into Paxson with his chest and shoulder area. That's where the foul was called.
Report that Greg Anthony was very dissatisfied a couple of weeks back. This is ironic because for a good portion of last season, Mason is blocked. The Knicks were trying to trade Anthony. Here's Blackman. The horn went off. Wait a moment. Apparently the ball was knocked out of bounds.
Anthony prior to the game as Stark tees it up for a 3.
And Mason is fouled. 4:20 remaining in this first half as Patrick Ewing again hits from outside. He has 12 points, 36%. Shot clock down to 3. Jordan rejected by Ewing. There's Pippen. That's a charge.
Well, Michael Jordan breaks you down off the dribble, gets to the rim, and most times you think that it's going to be an automatic. He changes to his left at the last second because he sees the presence in the middle for New York, Patrick Ewing, who does a few changing things of his own with his shot blocking ability.
Jordan only 6 for 17 from the field, 1 for his last 5. Offensive foul. It's on Armstrong. That is his third.
29-12. They're shooting 49% and holding Chicago to around 35% shooting.
Triple team effort by the Knicks, leading to the foul call as Doc Rivers came over.
He said this is a challenge for us to get ourselves mentally and physically up for this kind of a game, a playoff type game.
The steal by Stacey King, who just checked in. King is up front now with Pippen and Grant Phil Jackson trying all kinds of combinations. And just Kersey calling a foul on Michael Jordan. He was trying to set up down low. 2:20 remaining in this first half. Blackman. Knicks only one of the last 8 before that field goal by Blackman. King around Starks. Pretty move by Stacey King, eluding Patrick Ewing. 37. Offensive foul. It's a charge on Rivers. That is 3 on Rivers. Starks called for the foul. Anthony working the clock down. Anthony on the penetration was stopped. Mason recovers. It'll be Nick Ball. Knocked out of bounds by Chicago.
They score versus they give up. That down also.
Anthony got it away, beating the 24-second horn. We're now down to 0.2 of a second remaining. That was last touch by Chicago.
And 0.2 of a second means you cannot catch it and shoot it. It must be a tip attempt if you're going to count the basket.
Waved off immediately. That won't count. John Starks arguing the call, but Ted Bernhardt made the indication immediately, and now he is explaining it to Starks. He said, you have to tip it.
Exactly. The rule changed when Trent Tucker knocked out a shot against this Chicago Bulls team.
Well, coming up next, with the Knicks 10 points over Chicago at halftime. It's the Prudential Halftime Report with Hannah Storm. She'll have highlights of this afternoon's game between San Antonio and the LA Clippers, as well as a look at this season's excellent crop of rookies in the NBA. That can work both ways sometimes, and usually the script or the end of the script is supplied depending on what the result is as Jordan draws the foul.
With excellent pressure.
Jordan putting the moves on Blackman. Yes. So here are the Bulls, although they have not played well, within 6 points and pressure on Rivers. Grant with the steal. Rivers knocked it away. Loose ball foul being called. Bruce Alexander checking with Ted Bernhardt, who is closer to the play. He calls it on Horace Grant. Jordan. Pat Riley wants a 20.
You try to look for the guy with the hot hand. Cartwright sets the screen. Blackman gets caught going behind it. It gives Michael a clean, clear look at the rim.
Again, pressure by Chicago, and Smith took his eye off that pass. The Knicks have been rattled by the Chicago pressure. Jordan guarded by Blackman. Jordan. Yes. It's a 2-point Knick lead. An 8-0 run by the Bulls. All Jordan. Here comes Pippen.
And that was Jordan trying to come from behind Ewing's head to get the swipe.
And Pippen strikes. 10 unanswered answered by Chicago. Ewing lost it. But he stepped out, and it will be Chicago possession.
Well, Chicago closed the trap so hard on Doc Rivers that time, he didn't have a chance to look across the floor at the other side. Jordan feels it, elevates, knocks it down, and then he knows it, so he talks to himself a little bit to let himself know that I'm back, I'm ready.
And Pat Riley getting set to insert Anthony and Starks. The foul called on Chicago. Michael Jordan in a conversation with the official, Bruce Alexander. But the Bulls have come out with a surge, and the Knicks cannot hit. Michael Jordan. Knicks trying to establish Ewing, and they do. Patrick Ewing with a gorgeous move. Blackman from deep. Rebound Cartwright. Knicks and Bulls tied at 51. Chicago opening this third quarter with 10 unanswered. Pippen. Bulls by 2. Cartwright jumps out. Ewing double team. Gets it to Mason. What a pass from Ewing. And Mason has tied the game at 53. McCray gets down. Ewing got a piece of it. Looked like Ewing hurt his hand. Jordan and Armstrong in the backcourt. Here's B.J. Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong has shot well the last 5 games.
B.J. Armstrong only 1 field goal attempt. You got to get him shots.
Starks looking to shoot his way out of it. And he's tied the game at 55 in a row. Last year at this time, Chicago was 20-4. Armstrong for 3. Oh, it's a 2. They change it to a 2-pointer.
To Michael Jordan on the post-up that time. They played 2-man game inside out with Jordan and B.J.
And Mason able to pull his way on McCray. Knicks stay with a 3-guard alignment. Anthony getting away with a palm, but then he lost it. Armstrong trying to pull up. Ewing ran into him. No call made. And Phil Jackson understandably upset. Here's Starks. Ewing tried to put the brakes on, made the contact, but there was no foul call. In the third, Knicks lead by 2 points. Pippen, yes. That ties the game at 59. Pippen jumping out on Anthony. Starks for 3, yes. John Starks. Here's Jordan with the shot clock running down. The tip missed by McCray. He had 2 opportunities. Pippen gets to it. Cartwright. The Knicks able to get back into it. Ewing jumping out on a switch. Chicago with the ball down by 1. McCray providing a 1-point lead for the Bulls. Here's Starks racing down. Rebounded by McCray.
Go back to the summer in the Olympics when Michael Jordan played the point guard spot when Magic was injured. Well, right there, looking over the top, fires it inside to McCray. Terrific look by Michael Jordan.
Although he has not shot well, 10 of 27 from the floor. Ewing forced into the air ball, and Pippen holding for the timeout. He saw he was headed out of bounds and was able to call for the 22nd timeout.
Maybe the ball too high that time. Maybe considered a carry rather than travel.
Final seconds of the quarter, and Pippen took the shoulder from Mason. The line. Bulls by 2. Starks able to get it off. Chicago outscores New York 25-13 in the third quarter. It was Michael Jordan providing the lift at the start of the third. 10 of his 27 have come in the third. Bulls lead 64-62 as we head to the finale in Chicago. We'll be back after these words from your local station. On for the stretch run. Pippen off the fake. Rebound Grant, and he is clobbered. Bulls, they lead by 4. Ewing's pass picked off by Pippen. Grant took a shot. He's hurt. He remains in the backcourt.
from a short elbow that he caught in the chin. I think it was Oakley who wound up delivering the blow.
Starks turned back. Armstrong moving on Anthony. Rejected by Greg Anthony. What a play by Anthony.
They didn't know what they wanted to do offensively. They seemed to lose a little bit of the emotion that they had in the first half.
Armstrong. Anthony and Blackman in the backcourt. Smith up front with Oakley and Mason. Ewing sitting down. Blackman off the bench to connect.
In the call, the Knicks certainly needed that basket. They bring Blackman off the bench, and he answers. And when you think about the fact that he's not really warm yet, big bucket.
Michael Jordan right back, providing the Bulls with a 70-64 advantage. Smith for Blackman. Fires again. Yes.
Well, Blackman comes off the bench, knocks down his first one and second one.
Coming off a season high of 23 against Miami last Saturday. Jordan, oh, he feels it. Did it in front of the Knicks bench. 66. 4 minutes in. Fourth quarter. Blackman looking for the shot. Does it off the spin. And he's hit 3 out of 3. Turns around against Cartwright. Oh, look out. Grant taken down by Oakley. That's 3 on Oakley.
We'll talk about the strength of Charles Oakley. That time with one arm puts Grant down on the ground, and maybe not a whole lot of love lost between these two since Grant was the guy that was brought in to replace Oakley.
Paxson rejected by Oakley. Blackman was looking for the jumper. Smith off a double team, called for the offensive foul. For Charles Smith, number 4 pick. Finds Smith, rejected by Williams. Beautiful block by Scott Williams. He came out and blocked a jump shot. Jordan and Pippen and Armstrong will handle the ball from time to time. Jordan thought he was fouled as he lost it. Anthony double team. He lost it. Armstrong off the steal. Armstrong able to convert. This regular season between the Knicks and the Bulls. Knicks winning in New York back in November by 37. Pippen off the steal. Here's Jordan.
Leads him to the easy transition scores. The double team, the hands by Pippen, and then Michael out on the break, finishes it off and tosses it back at Greg Anthony.
Michael has not been a great fan of 3 Knicks in particular. Greg Anthony, John Starks, and Anthony Mason. Referring to those 3, said those guys are unbelievable. They're 3 of the cockiest guys in the league, and they've only been in the league for 2 years. They've still got a lot to prove. That in a piece in New York Newsday written by Jan Hubbard. Starks missed the stuff. Here's Pippen. Fouled by Rivers.
But at the same time, you don't want him causing problems and mouthing off. And I think Jordan's point was, what have they accomplished so far in this league that they've got the right to be mouthing off at people?
Knicks have scored only 20 points in the second half. Traveling violation. Season still trying to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Nice pass from Ewing. Mason is fouled by Pippen. Jordan being played by Starks. Bulls by 6. Jordan finding Cartwright. He was fouled. Upset that he missed the layup. Remaining in the game. Rivers finding Mason. And he's blocked by Grant. Last touched by Mason. Mason in the face of Pippen. They had some words. By 7. The steal by Jordan. And he was pushed by Ewing, who lands up in the lap of Santa Claus. How nice.
Well, Jordan anticipates, backs off, and gets a hand in the passing lane. Then with a little help from Patrick Ewing, Michael gets the chance to meet Santa himself today.
7 for the 57 points. Blackman going to option number 4, and Mason and Grant pushing and shoving.
And commend both players there for regaining control of themselves. They were battling under the glass, trying to establish position. They got tangled up. They reacted. They started to go after one another, but then smart enough to realize that that's not getting them anywhere but a little bit of lost money out of the bank account. Decisions, not getting wide open shots, and then Patrick Ewing not able to get going. It's going to be a struggle.
Starks hits the three, his second of the game. Jordan checking the clock, 10 on the 24. Jordan bottled up and fouled. That's time remaining. 50 seconds to go. Fourth quarter. Jordan. Yes. Mason. Rebounded by Jordan. 30 seconds remaining in the game. The steal by Rivers. And he's fouled. 5-point Chicago lead, and Jordan fouled by Rivers. That is his fifth. Mason could not find anyone. He did not have any timeouts remaining. Here's Rivers. That's a 2-point attempt. And Jordan clutches the rebound and then is fouled by Starks. Jordan to take as many shots as he did tonight.
Well, he's taken 33 out of the 79 shots that the Bulls have.
Scott Williams with the intercept, and he's fouled by Patrick Ewing. It's the mark of Rick Adelman of Portland, who did it at 288.
After the last encounter between these two teams when New York beat them so soundly, the question still remained as Michael Jordan goes down and finishes it off. How good are these Knicks? Because they still were struggling on the road, 4-6 away from home. Again, they come in here and cannot beat Chicago in the stadium.
Yes, a message delivered by the defending NBA champion Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan, the high man with 42.